There are different kinds of harassments to the woman. One is physical harassment, mental harassment, dowry harassment, then trafficking, child marriages, then sexual abuse. So, in the case of dowry harassment, usually the in-laws or the husband will demand for money as dowry even before marriage or after the marriage. Before marriage, it attracts dowry provisions. Then, in respect of physical harassment, usually there will be harassment both by husband and the in-laws in the house while discharging the duty as a beautiful wife to her husband. So in many cases, for the sake of their personal things, they used to harass physically to the woman. This harassment by way of performing the marriage before 18 years of marriage. Under the Hindu Child Marriages Act, so the minimum age of a girl is to be 18 years for the purpose of marriage. We can see in so many cases, particularly in North Karnataka and in North India, where the female children will be married at the age of 8 to 12, and in spite of so many legislations and directions, both by the High Court, Supreme Courts and also by the government, still so many child marriages are being taken place, and many a time, by the time of mature by the women folk, so the marriages will be spoiled. Trafficking, particularly the girls from the poor community, poor community or the poverty community, see, they will be taken out of their families and they will be made use as a scapegoat for the purpose of making money by the business class or other richer class, and many a time they will also be used as domestic servants, and though there are laws that no child is to be employed in discharging the duty in the houses, even after that in so many houses they are working as domestic woman or labor for the purpose of carrying out the work in the houses. Then another thing is trafficking. In the trafficking, usually the poor people will take out, poor girls will be taken out from their houses and they will be used for sexual harassment. This will be done by both richer class and also people who have got influence over them. Then sexual abuse, many a time the girl will be married to the husband to discharge the duty as a beautiful wife, but many a time, including the husband, he will use as a tool the wife for the purpose of satisfying the lust of others also and to fulfill his own dreams by way of money, by way of power and by way of other things also. So by these indulging in wrong methods, the ladies or the woman has been used particularly for the purpose of sexual abuse. And in the case of Domestic Violation Act, which is a very recent act which empowers the court to grant immediate relief, whereas when the people, that is the husband or the in-laws, fail to maintain the family, then the wife can go to the court either to provide food, to provide accommodation and to give maintenance to her, and the court has got all the powers to grant the same, and the court will give either money or housing or any means through her husband and ask him to maintain the wife. So these are the laws which has been specifically made in favor of the woman because they are downtrodden or they have to work before the gents.
Earlier dowry was supposed to be a gift from the bride side as a part of the wedding. it would be given with due pleasure. But later on it started becoming a practice, and it became a matter of prestige for the groom side as well as the bride side. Even though the bride side was not financially capable of, they would be demanding either the monetary funds or the jewelry or whatever it is. So in that way it would be a burden on the family of the bride side. In order to defeat that, the government has passed new legislation laws. Under that has come the dowry prohibition.
How about you? Like how they've been using those laws to the advantage of actually for the support of women. What do you say about that?
The Dowry Prohibition Act obviously supports every woman who is harassed by her husband and her in-laws. And it is very useful, like she can go and complain directly, and it's a non-cognizable, non-bailable offense. And the in-laws and husband can be arrested immediately without any proof. The very word harassment is enough under the Dowry Prohibition Act to arrest the husband. So that's how she can make use of it. She can use it.
Okay guys, I'm going to ask you all a few questions about women harassment laws. What do you think is the need of these kind of laws in India especially?
Dowry harassment is definitely rampant in India, especially in rural India, and this is like the only remedy in law.
Men faced severe domestic violence at the hands of their wives and in-laws are in the form of physical, verbal, emotional, mental and financial abuse. Organizations that conducted the survey were also confronted with the gruesome reality that most abused men suffer in silence for fear of being discredited or ridiculed by the society. This resulted in a lot of physiological, sometimes irreparable trauma to the abused male. Further investigation revealed that many such men who were unable to withstand domestic abuse withdraw from the society, fell prey to addictions, or in some extreme cases end their own lives. There are no laws to protect men from any form of domestic abuse. On the other hand, legal protection given to women have been designed to serve as weapons for legal harassment of men. There are many reasons why these laws have been misused. Primarily, women want to teach a lesson to husband or his family, want easy divorce and fast money. Those who cannot adjust with husband or his family, having illegal relationship with other men, or they have done marriage by hiding truth like age, qualification, health.
But only intention or motive behind it is either the money or to prove husband and her family wrong. Husband and his family wrong. And it might be a matter of ego also between the husband and wife.
What do you think? Like, to what extent financially she can be, use her in-laws?
To any extent she can use her in-laws financially. She can just say, I am harassed, and the police takes the husband and his relatives away and puts them behind bars. She can divorce and she can claim for maintenance all her life. She can get a ransom amount as a maintenance from her husband just because she is harassed.
These are the few amendments that have been suggested. The proceedings under this section should not be termed as criminal in nature, as this not only attaches a stigma to the husband and his family, but also unnecessarily takes away a lot of human liberties. Before coming to the police, there should be a legal authority which should be consulted. This legal authority should certify whether the case is genuine or not. The court proceedings should be time bound, and the cases need to be completed within 1 year of time. If anybody comes to the station and court to file allegation against anybody, it should be mandatory to take a declaration that allegation is true.
Anymore.
Make it bailable.
But don't you think making it bailable, actually for where the lady is actually the victim, will the husband can go back and destroy evidence or threaten his wife?
Okay. See, that is one part. Obviously there are goods to this law, but when their family is innocent, what about them?
Okay, so you are saying that instead of accusing the entire family of the husband, only the husband should be taken into consideration, or
Yeah, maybe that's one of the good things that they could do. Put a senior citizen, her parents to jail.
and instead of taking the whole of husband's family as accused, they could be called for the trials of the case rather than being put behind the bars. They would be senior citizens, minor children of the family, even though they're not related closely like cousins or anybody. She can accuse anyone in the family, so they would be put under mental trauma. I feel they should, like in any other criminal or in any other case, and a proper inquiry is made. An inquiry should be made in cases of dowry harassment as well, and then only the husband or his family, whoever, be it husband or his family, should be put behind bars or action should be taken against.
Though men are physically strong, are still the victims of domestic violence, and the reason behind this are backboneless. They just fail to put forward their opinion and succumb to the pressure created by the wife in their family matters. Avoiding to share. Men usually avoid to share their problems and difficulties, thus the wife takes the advantage of this wrapped discord and gives her own color to it. Love for parents. If the man surrenders to his wife, then he has to cut off his relationships with his parents. But if he stands firm, then the marriage usually breaks. It's a battle between choosing your parents or their wife. Interference of the in-laws. Generally, wife does not accept the interference of her in-laws, but wants her husband to accept the interference of her parents in his families. Children. The husband refuses to report because of the children. They expect to give the children a hassle-free life. Men ignore the trouble and pain with the thought that they will have to answer their kids about their marriage when he or she becomes an adult.
Marriages, they say, are made in heaven. But when things go wrong, it becomes a slanging match for the parties concerned. 32-year-old Ranjan Mahapatra, an executive in a private company, now curses the day he got married to Ajanta 5 years ago. Ranjan claims Ajanta mentally tortured him as she wanted to cut off all ties with his ailing old parents. When Ranjan didn't agree to her demands, he claims Ajanta filed a false dowry case against his parents in Cuttack, having them arrested. Ranjan says he's been beaten up thrice by goons sent by his in-laws, where his wife is now staying with their daughter.
My old father is around 70 years. He went to jail and stayed there for 9 days. Suppose he will commit suicide, who will give my father?
The chairperson of State Women's Commission says cases of husbands being tortured and harassed are on the rise, especially in urban areas of the state. Over the last 5 years, 519 cases of torture against husbands have been registered.
In case any husband is harassed by his legal married wife, in that respect no law has been introduced till today. So it is high time that when any husband is ill-treated, tortured and harassed by the legal married wife, some laws should formulate to protect them.
It is interesting to know that some laws are rightly meant to give special protection to women. But the irony is that these very laws are sometimes misused by few women to harass their husbands like Ranjan.
So my friends, be it man or woman who suffers in these situations, harassment has to be stopped. The result of these abusive cases can cause mental and physical trauma. Let us all fight against these crimes and lead our nation to a peaceful place. Thank you.